I need to share information with you that is going to completely alter your perspective on the current state of retail availability. For the past 15 years, I have been deeply embedded in the world of retail logistics, working behind the scenes where inventory decisions are made long before the public ever sees a price change. I have secured insider information regarding 20 specific products at Walmart that are being quietly discontinued in the year 2026. It is crucial that you understand the distinction here. These items are not being recalled for safety issues, nor are they merely temporarily out of stock due to a hiccup in the supply chain. These products are being permanently discontinued. They are currently sitting on shelves, looking plentiful, but within 6 months, they will be gone forever. Item number 14 is a pantry staple that has been reliable since the 1950s. It costs under $3, yet Walmart is eliminating it to push their own store brand strategy. Item number 7 is something that every serious preparedness-minded individual requires, but corporate leadership has decided the profit margin is simply not high enough to justify the shelf space. You need to pay close attention because what I am about to share is going to make the corporate giants very unhappy with me. Let us begin this deep dive with product number 1, which is the great value canned roast beef. I know exactly what many of you are thinking right now. You are wondering why anyone would care about canned roast beef. However, this discontinuation is absolutely catastrophic for the preparedness community. The Great Value canned roast beef is one of the very few affordable, shelf-stable beef products remaining on the market that actually maintains a decent flavor profile and texture. A 12-ounce can currently costs about $4 and contains real, recognizable chunks of beef, rather than the mystery meat slurry found in cheaper competitors. I spoke directly with a Walmart manager who confided in me that corporate is replacing this specific item with a premium line that will cost upwards of $8 a can. It is essentially the exact same product, just with a fancier label and double the price tag. This is a classic case of pure profit manipulation. Canned roast beef has a 5-year shelf life, which is incredible for a protein source that requires 0 refrigeration. You can eat it straight from the can, mix it into rice, add it to soups, or make hearty sandwiches. It offers pure protein without the need for electricity to keep it safe. During the supply chain crisis of 2021, canned beef disappeared from shelves for months. I watched people panic buying whatever they could find. The Great Value brand was affordable enough that regular working families could stock up without breaking the bank. Now, Walmart is killing it. I personally bought 60 cans last week. That's an investment of $240 for a 5-year protein reserve that I will never be able to replace at this price point again. I keep half in my pantry and the other half in my remote bug-out location. When I need quick protein, I open a can, drain the liquid, and mix it with instant mashed potatoes. It creates a complete, filling meal in 5 minutes. Storage is incredibly simple. You just need a cool, dry place away from direct sunlight. Once this inventory is gone, your only options will be expensive premium brands that drain your wallet or cheap mystery meat that ruins your digestion. There is no middle ground left. That is why I am stockpiling this immediately. Product number 2 is the Equate ibuprofen liquid gels. This particular discontinuation is shocking because Equate is Walmart's own proprietary brand, and they're choosing to discontinue one of their best-selling pain relievers. We are talking specifically about the Equate ibuprofen liquid gels in the 200-count bottle, not the tablets. These are the liquid gel capsules that dissolve rapidly, work faster, and hit harder than pressed pills. I discovered this impending change when I tried to place an order online and noticed the inventory was being cleared out at an unusual rate. I called 3 separate stores, and every single manager confirmed the news. Corporate is killing the liquid gels to force everyone to buy the standard tablets instead. Here is exactly why this is a major problem for you. Liquid gels absorb into the bloodstream significantly faster than compressed tablets. When you are suffering from a migraine or a serious injury, you need relief in 20 minutes, not an hour. The 200-count bottle costs about $8.84. When you compare that to the name brand Advil, which costs $18 for the same amount, the value is undeniable. 2 years ago, I threw out my back while moving heavy furniture. The pain was excruciating. I took 2 Equate liquid gels, and within 30 minutes, I could function again. Standard tablets would have left me on the floor for an hour or more waiting for relief. I bought 20 bottles immediately. That is $160 for 4,000 doses. In a long-term emergency, when pharmacies are closed and doctors are unavailable, pain management becomes a critical survival task. You should keep these bottles in a cool, dry place. The shelf life is listed at about 3 years, but I rotate mine to ensure potency. Pain is not just a physical sensation. When you are in pain, your mental state deteriorates rapidly. You can't think clearly or make rational decisions. Effective pain relief is about maintaining cognitive function during a crisis, and these gels are the best tool for that job. Product number 3 is Great Value Instant Coffee. This news will likely upset a significant number of people. The Great Value Instant Coffee in the 12-ounce canister has been a Walmart staple for decades. They are killing this product to make room for their premium, higher-margin coffee lines. A vendor who supplies Walmart directly told me the discontinuation notice went out in January. They are currently selling through existing inventory, and once it is gone forever. Instant coffee has an indefinite shelf life when stored properly, making it a perfect survival food. The 12-ounce canister costs $6 and makes over 100 cups of coffee. That breaks down to 6 cents per cup. Compare that to premium instant coffee, which sells at $14 for 8 ounces. They are effectively doubling the price while cutting the quantity. Coffee is not a luxury item. Caffeine is a tool. It keeps you alert, improves focus, and boosts morale in difficult times. When you are running on 4 hours of sleep during an emergency situation, coffee is the difference between making smart decisions and making fatal mistakes. I bought 30 canisters, which cost me $180 for 3,000 cups. In a grid-down scenario, coffee becomes one of the most valuable barter items in existence. People will trade almost anything for a caffeine fix. I keep the canisters in their original packaging, inside a plastic bin with oxygen absorbers added. Some of my stock is 5 years old and still tastes perfect. Instant coffee is not just for drinking either. You can use it in baking, add it to protein shakes for flavor, or use it as a coffee rub for meat. The psychological value during a crisis cannot be overstated. During week-long power outages, having hot coffee in the morning kept my family calm and focused. It signals normalcy when everything else around you is chaos. Product number 4 is the Ozark Trail Emergency Blankets. Every single person interested in preparedness should have these, but Walmart is discontinuing them to shift towards seasonal inventory models. I'm referring to the Ozark Trail Emergency Blankets in the 10-pack. These Mylar thermal blankets are designed to reflect 90% of your body heat back to you. A 10-pack costs $12, which means each blanket is only $1.20. I've been buying these for years and keeping them in every vehicle, every bug-out bag, and scattered throughout my preparations. Last month, I noticed the inventory was getting incredibly thin. A manager confirmed the discontinuation. Walmart is replacing them with single-pack blankets that will sell for $4 each. This is pure profit manipulation, extracting more money for less security. Emergency blankets are non-negotiable items. They weigh only 2 ounces, fold down to the size of a deck of cards, and can save your life during hypothermia. 2 winters ago, my car broke down at 2 in the morning. It was 15 degrees outside. I wrapped myself in an Ozark Trail blanket and stayed warm for 3 hours until help finally arrived. Without it, I would have been in serious danger. I bought 50 packs immediately. That's $600 for 500 blankets. In a disaster, you use these for shelter, for ground insulation to keep dampness away, for signaling aircraft, or for collecting rainwater. It's not just for cold weather. In extreme heat, you can use them to create shade and reflect sunlight away from your shelter. They are multi-purpose survival tools. Storage is simple. Keep them in their original packaging in a dry place. They have an indefinite shelf life when sealed. Product number 5 is Great Value Powdered Milk. This has been a pantry staple forever, yet Walmart is killing it for the absolute dumbest reason imaginable. I'm talking about the great value non-fat dry milk in the 64-ounce box. This box makes 20 quarts of milk and costs $14. I buy this specific brand because it is one of the few shelf-stable dairy options that actually tastes decent when a distribution manager told me that Walmart is discontinuing it because the large boxes take up too much physical shelf space. They prefer smaller, expensive products that yield a higher profit per square foot. Powdered milk is essential for long-term storage. Milk is a complete food source, offering protein, calcium, vitamins, and fat. When fresh dairy is unavailable due to power outages or supply chain failures, powdered milk keeps your family nourished. The shelf life is officially 2 years when stored properly, but I have personally used 4-year-old powdered milk with absolutely no issues. I bought 40 boxes, which cost $560 for 800 quarts. That is enough to keep my family supplied for 2 years of rationing. I add it to oatmeal, use it in baking, mix it into coffee, and reconstitute it for drinking. You can even make yogurt from it if you have a starter culture. If you mix it at double strength, it works as a cream substitute in cooking. It is excellent for thickening soups and sauces. Here's a storage tip. Transfer the powder to a sealed container with an oxygen absorber. This extends the shelf life significantly. Product number 6 is Equate Hydrocortisone Cream. This item is a medical supply that is absolutely critical, and Walmart is discontinuing it to push people toward name brands. I am referring to the Equate Hydrocortisone Cream 1% in the 2-ounce tube. This costs about $4. The name brand Cortisone 10 costs $9 for the exact same product. I found out about this from a pharmacy technician. She told me corporate is clearing out all the large tubes and only keeping the small half-ounce tubes, which are sold at a much higher price per ounce. Hydrocortisone cream is non-negotiable for anyone spending time outdoors. It treats rashes, insect bites, poison ivy, allergic reactions, and general skin inflammation. In a survival situation where you are outdoors constantly, skin issues become serious problems very fast. I keep hydrocortisone cream in every first aid kit I own. Last summer, my daughter got into a patch of poison ivy while we were hiking. Her arms were covered in rashes and she was miserable. Hydrocortisone cream cleared it up in 3 days. Without it, she would have been scratching herself raw for weeks, risking infection. I bought 50 tubes. That is $200 for a lifetime supply of skin treatment. The shelf life is about 3 years, but I have used tubes that were 5 years old with perfect results. Storage is simple. Keep the tubes in a cool, dry place. I store mine in a plastic bin with my other medical supplies. In a grid-down scenario, minor skin issues can become infected quickly if left untreated due to lack of hygiene. Hydrocortisone cream prevents that escalation. It is preventative medicine that could save your life. Product number 7 is Great Value Steel-Cut Oats. This is a breakfast staple that nutritionists love, and Walmart is discontinuing it because Americans are becoming too lazy to cook real food. I'm talking about the Great Value Steel-Cut Oats in the 24-ounce canister. This costs about $4 and makes about 15 servings. I discovered this was being discontinued when I went to restock my pantry and saw clearance tags on all the canisters. I asked a manager and he bluntly said that corporate is discontinuing steel-cut oats and focusing on instant oatmeal packets instead. Here's why this is a disaster. Steel-cut oats are the healthiest form of oats you can buy. They are less processed, have a lower glycemic index, and keep you full for hours longer than instant varieties. Instant oatmeal is garbage in comparison. It is loaded with sugar and turns to mush immediately. Steel-cut oats have a shelf life of 2 years in the original container, but if you transfer them to an airtight container with oxygen absorbers, they will last 10 years or more. I bought 60 canisters. That is $240 for 900 servings of real nutritious food. That is enough to feed my family breakfast for a year. Here's how I cook them. 4 parts water to 1 part oats. Bring to a boil, reduce heat, and simmer for 20 minutes. Add honey, butter, or cinnamon for flavor. It is simple, filling, and incredibly nutritious. And here is a survival trick. Steel-cut oats can be eaten raw if soaked overnight in water. In a no-cook scenario where fuel is scarce, you can still get nutrition from them. Transfer them to airtight containers, add oxygen absorbers, and keep them in a cool, dry place. They will outlast you. Product number 8 is the Ozark Trail Water Purification Tablets. This is a survival essential that has saved countless lives, and Walmart is discontinuing it to make room for expensive filtration systems. I am talking about the Ozark Trail Water Purification Tablets in the 50-tablet bottle.
Each tablet purifies 1 liter of water. That works out to 16 cents per liter of safe drinking water. I've been using these for years during camping trips and keeping them in all my emergency kits. A vendor told me Walmart is discontinuing them because the profit margin is too low. They would rather sell a $60 water filter that eventually clogs. Water purification tablets are critical because they act as a backup to everything else. They weigh nothing, take up no space, and work in any water source. You do not need electricity, batteries, or moving parts. Drop a tablet in dirty water, wait 30 minutes, and you have safe drinking water. Last year, a hurricane knocked out our municipal water supply for 9 days. We filled bathtubs and buckets with water before the storm, but we had to purify it before drinking. These tablets saved us. I bought 100 bottles before they disappear. That is $800 for 5,000 liters of purified water. In a long-term collapse scenario, clean water is more valuable than gold. Storage is simple. Keep the bottles sealed in a cool, dry place. The shelf life is about 5 years, but I have used tablets that were 7 years old with no issues. Product number 9 is Great Value Peanut Butter in the 64-ounce jar. This news is going to make people angry because this is a childhood staple. I am referring to the Great Value Creamy Peanut Butter in the massive 64-ounce jar. This jar costs about $8 and provides over 6,000 calories of dense nutrition. I have been buying this for years and storing it as a calorie-dense emergency food. A distribution worker told me Walmart is discontinuing the 64-ounce jar and only keeping the smaller jars in stock. Why? Because they can charge more per ounce when they sell smaller containers. Here's why this matters. Peanut butter is one of the most calorie-dense foods you can store. 1 tablespoon has 95 calories, plus protein, healthy fats, and vitamins. In a survival situation where you are rationing food, peanut butter keeps you alive. The shelf life is about 2 years unopened, but I have eaten peanut butter that was 4 years old with 0 issues. Just stir it if the oil separates. I bought 80 jars. That is $640 for nearly 500,000 calories. That's enough to keep a person alive for 6 months on peanut butter alone if necessary. Here's how I use it. Spread on crackers for quick energy, mix with honey for a calorie bomb, add to oatmeal for protein, or eat straight from the jar when you need fast fuel. And here's a trick. Peanut butter is an excellent fire starter in a survival situation. It is oily, burns hot, and ignites easily. Storage is simple. Keep jars in a cool, dry place away from heat. Once opened, refrigeration extends the life, but it is not mandatory. Product number 10 is Equate Triple Antibiotic Ointment. This is medical supply number 2, and this discontinuation is going to hurt a lot of people. I am talking about the Equate Triple Antibiotic Ointment in the 2-ounce tube. This costs about $5. The name brand Neosporin costs $12 for the exact same thing. I found out about this from a pharmacy manager who told me corporate is clearing inventory and replacing it with smaller, more expensive tubes. Here's why this is essential. Triple antibiotic ointment prevents infection in cuts, scrapes, burns, and wounds. In a situation where you cannot get to a doctor, preventing infection is the difference between life and death. I keep this in every first aid kit, every vehicle, and every bag I own. Last year, my son sliced his hand open working on a project. It was not deep enough for stitches, but it was a serious cut. I cleaned it, applied triple antibiotic ointment, and bandaged it. It healed perfectly with no infection. I bought 100 tubes. That is $500 for a lifetime supply of infection prevention. The shelf life is about 3 years, but like most ointments, it remains effective well beyond that. Storage is simple. Keep tubes in a cool, dry place. I store mine with other medical supplies in plastic bins. And here's critical information. In a collapse scenario, even minor wounds can become life-threatening if they get infected. Antibiotics will be unavailable. Triple antibiotic ointment is your first line of defense against infection. Product number 11 is Great Value White Rice in the 20-pound bag. This is the ultimate survival food, and Walmart is making it harder to get affordably. I'm referring to the Great Value Enriched Long Grain White Rice in the 20-pound bag. This costs about $12. That is 60 cents per pound for shelf-stable calories. I have been buying these bags for years and storing them in 5-gallon buckets with oxygen absorber.
A warehouse employee told me Walmart is discontinuing the 20-pound bags and only stocking 10-pound bags at a higher per pound price. Here is why this is a disaster for preppers. Rice is the foundation of long-term food storage. It stores for 30 years when packed properly, provides clean carbohydrates, and combines with beans to create a complete protein profile. The 20-pound bag is the perfect size for long-term storage. You can fit 3 bags in a 5-gallon bucket. 10-pound bags waste space and cost more per pound. I bought 100 bags before they are gone. That is $1,200 for 2,000 pounds of rice. That is enough to feed my family for 5 years. Here is how I store it. Transfer rice to 5-gallon buckets, add oxygen absorbers, and seal with gamma lids. Stored this way, rice lasts decades. And here's a fact most people do not know. White rice stores better than brown rice because brown rice has oils that go rancid. White rice is pure starch and virtually immortal when stored correctly. Product number 12 is Ozark Trail Duct Tape. This is a tool that everyone needs, and Walmart is discontinuing the value pack. I am talking about the Ozark Trail Duct Tape in the 3-pack. This costs about $8 for 3 rolls of heavy-duty tape. I have been buying these for years and keeping them in my vehicles, workshop, and emergency supplies. A manager told me they are discontinuing the 3-pack and only selling single rolls at $5 each. The math makes no sense unless you realize Walmart is manipulating pricing. Here is why duct tape is essential. It repairs gear, seals leaks, makes shelters, creates splints, patches clothing, and has about 1,000 other uses. In a survival situation, duct tape is worth its weight in gold. I keep rolls everywhere, in my bug-out bag, my car, my workshop, my camping gear, and scattered throughout my house. 2 years ago, a pipe burst in my basement at midnight. I used duct tape to seal the leak temporarily until I could get a plumber the next day. It saved my basement from flooding. I bought 53 packs. That is $400 for 150 rolls of duct tape. That might sound crazy, but in a long-term emergency, duct tape becomes irreplaceable. Storage is simple. Keep rolls in their packaging in a dry place. Duct tape lasts indefinitely when stored properly. Product number 13 is Great Value Black Beans in the dry 4-pound bag. This is the perfect companion to rice, and Walmart is discontinuing the affordable size. I am referring to the Great Value dried black beans in the 4-pound bag. This costs about $6. That's $1.50 per pound. I have been buying these for years and storing them with my rice. A vendor told me Walmart is killing the 4-pound bag and only keeping 1-pound bags at a much higher per pound price. Beans are shelf-stable protein. When combined with rice, they create complete protein with all 9 essential amino acids. You do not need meat if you have beans and rice. The 4-pound bag is the economical size for preppers. 1-pound bags are wasteful and expensive. I bought 100 bags. That is $600 for 400 pounds of beans. Combined with my rice, I have complete nutrition for years. Transferred to 5-gallon buckets with oxygen absorbers, just like rice, stored properly, dried beans last 30 years. You do not need to soak beans overnight. Bring them to a boil for 2 minutes, remove from heat, let sit for 1 hour, then cook as normal. Storage is identical to rice. Bucket, oxygen absorbers, cool, dry place. Product number 14 is Equate Aspirin. This is medicine that has been around since the 1950s, and Walmart is discontinuing the value size. I am talking about the Equate Aspirin 325 milligram in the 500 count bottle. This costs about $7. That's less than 2 cents per pill. I discovered this discontinuation when trying to order online and finding it listed as clearance. A pharmacy technician confirmed corporate is replacing it with 200 count bottles at a higher per pill price. Aspirin is critical. It treats pain, reduces fever, prevents heart attacks, and reduces stroke risk. In a medical emergency when hospitals are unavailable, aspirin can save lives. I keep bottles in my medical supplies, my vehicles, and my bug-out bags. Last year, a family member had chest pains. I gave them aspirin immediately while waiting for paramedics. The doctor said that aspirin likely prevented a major heart attack. I bought 50 bottles. That is $350 for 25,000 doses of life-saving medication. The shelf life is about 5 years, but aspirin remains effective well beyond that. It just loses potency slowly. Storage is simple. Keep bottles in a collapsed scenario, aspirin becomes invaluable. Heart attacks do not stop happening during emergencies. Product number 15 is Great Value Vegetable Oil. This is a cooking essential, and Walmart is discontinuing the large, affordable size. I'm referring to the Great Value Vegetable Oil in the 1-gallon jug. This costs about $10. I've been buying this for years because cooking oil is essential for food prep. A distribution manager told me Walmart is discontinuing the 1-gallon size and only keeping smaller bottles at higher per-ounce prices. You cannot cook without fat. Frying, sautéing, baking all require oil. In a long-term emergency, oil becomes a precious commodity. The 1-gallon jug is the economical size. Smaller bottles are wasteful and expensive. I bought 40 jugs. That is $400 for 40 gallons of cooking oil. Stored properly in a cool, dark place, vegetable oil lasts about 2 years. I rotate mine by using the oldest first. Vegetable oil can also be used as lamp fuel in an emergency. Soak a cotton wick in oil and you have light. Product number 16 is Ozark Trail Waterproof Matches. This is a fire-starting essential, and Walmart is killing the value pack. I'm talking about the Ozark Trail Waterproof Matches in the 4-pack with 320 matches total. This costs about $6. I had been buying these for years and distributing them throughout all my gear. A manager confirmed these are being discontinued to make room for expensive fire-starting kits. Waterproof matches are critical. They work in rain, snow, and wet conditions. Regular matches are useless when wet. Waterproof matches save lives. During a rainstorm camping trip, everything was soaking wet. I pulled out waterproof matches and started a fire in minutes. Without them, we would have been freezing all night. I bought 100 packs. That is $600 for 32,000 matches, enough fire-starting capability for a lifetime. Storage is simple. Keep packs sealed in a dry place. They last indefinitely. Product number 17 is Great Value Honey. This is liquid gold, and Walmart is discontinuing the large affordable size. I'm referring to the Great Value Pure Honey in the 5-pound jug. This costs about $14. I've been buying this for years because honey never spoils and has an infinite shelf life. A vendor told me Walmart is discontinuing the 5-pound jug and only keeping smaller squeeze bottles at much higher per ounce prices. Honey is essential. It is calories, sweetener, medicine, and wound treatment all in one. Honey never goes bad, ever. I bought 50 jugs. That is $700 for 250 pounds of honey that will literally last forever. Storage is simple. Keep jugs at room temperature. If it crystallizes, warm it gently. Product number 18 is Equate Petroleum Jelly. This is a multi-purpose product people overlook. I'm referring to the Equate Petroleum Jelly in the 13-ounce jar. This costs about $3. I found out it is being discontinued from a shelf stocker. Petroleum jelly is essential. It protects skin, prevents chapping, helps start fires, lubricates tools, and has dozens of uses. I bought 80 jars. That is $240 for a lifetime supply. Product number 19 is Great Value Pancake Mix. This is comfort food. I'm talking about the Great Value Complete Pancake Mix in the 2-pound box. This costs about $4. Walmart is killing it to push premium mixes. I bought 60 boxes. That is $240 for shelf-stable breakfast. Product number 20 is the final item, Ozark Trail Paracord. I'm referring to the Ozark Trail Paracord in the 100-foot bundle. This costs about $8. They are discontinuing it for smaller, expensive spools. I bought 50 bundles. That is $400 for 5,000 feet of survival cordage. Look, here's the bottom line. These 20 products are being discontinued, and once they are gone, you will pay double or triple to replace them with alternatives. While everyone else is shopping blind, you now know exactly what to stock up on before it's too late. Smash that like button and subscribe, because next week I'm exposing the 10 Costco products being discontinued that nobody is talking about.